Hey kitties, welcome to my video. My name's bopdbeauty, or you can call me Jayla. Let's get into this. I'm so excited. Okay, so first we're starting off with Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Urbanite. This is practically my favorite eyeshadow base, and I like to apply that with my finger, get it all over the eye. Up next, we're going into the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette in the shade Transcend. Love this shade as my crease color, and I'm gonna apply that into my crease with a fluffy brush. And you just wanna take your time to blend, blend, blend. That is a key factor here. Just keep blending. Okay, now I'm taking the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette. Bling Boss is the name of the palette. I'm taking the shade Rockstar, and it's a very kind of purplish shade, and I'm taking a smaller crease brush and I'm applying that into the crease, keeping it lower down from where I applied my first crease color. Now for the main event, I'm taking that blue shade. It's called Nautical from the palette Profusion Cosmetics. I got this at a drugstore. And I'm taking my finger and I'm applying that all over the lid. As you can see, I absolutely love that color. And then I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush with that same blue shade, and I'm gonna put that in the crease to blend out the edges. And then I want to reapply that blue color with my fingers so that it really stands out. Moving on to the face, I'm using Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Face Primer, and I like to apply this with my fingers. I get this pretty much all over my T-zone. I don't really like to use this particular primer all over the face, and a little goes a long way. Then for foundation, I'm using the Stay Naked, Urban Decay Stay Naked, and the Infallible, L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundations. These are just amazing together, and I like to mix them. I do about a pump and a half of the Urban Decay and half a pump of the L'Oreal Infallible, and I put dots all over my face, and then I take the stippling brush and I basically just stipple it all over my face. It helps with coverage. It's actually kind of a recent technique that I've learned, and it helps with coverage. I've got a lot of blemishes on my skin, and this just helps to kind of cover that a little bit better. And in a second, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender to go ahead and really work that into the skin. So now with my beauty blender, I'm going to really get that into the skin, make sure I don't have any harsh lines around my neck area and around the nose. I just really love doing this technique, going brush first and then my beauty blender. It makes for a longer process, but I thoroughly enjoy doing makeup, so it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna get into concealer. This is Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C13. It's very close to my skin tone, and I apply this under the eyes, around the nose, on my forehead, and on my smile lines. And it's a full coverage concealer, and I'm a full coverage kind of gal, so it works out great. Now I'm going to grab LA Girl concealer in the shade Cool Tan, and this one's a more brightening concealer, and I keep that real close to my under eyes. And it's gonna, they're gonna work together for the coverage and the brightness at the same time. Now I'm taking the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C16, which is darker, and I'm taking a stippling brush, not my foundation brush that I used earlier, and I am getting this just around the contours of my face for my contour. This is a very cool tone shade on me, so I like to use just a little bit at a time to really apply that and work that into the skin around the area, around my contour areas. Now I'm going to grab my NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray to apply that all over the face, and I'm gonna start blending out my concealer under my eyes and everything. And when blending this out, I want to make sure that I don't take my concealer too far out. I just want to take it out far enough to where I'm cleaning up the outer perimeter of where I put my eyeshadow to clean up that area. But if I take it too far out, then it's going to just not bring my facial features forward. You don't want to mix it with your contour too much. You just want to blend everything out. And then I realized that I wanted to do my eyebrows before I blended out my concealer. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera. I use NYX eyebrow pencil in the shade Espresso. Now I'm ready to go ahead and powder the face. I use Makeup Revolution pressed powder in the shade Banana Deep. I get right up under my eye with my fluffy brush, and I want to get this just really in the creases that I usually get all over my face, which right under the eyes, my forehead. I have smile lines. I want to apply this powder first, this pressed powder first, and then I'm going to use a loose powder over that. This is going to help so that when I dust everything away, nothing is clinging to my face. Now I'm using Makeup Revolution loose setting powder in the shade Banana Deep, and I'm applying this with a beauty blender. When I put this under my eyes, it's not going right up under there because I already powdered that area and I don't want it to look really like crusty and nasty. So I put this basically all over my T-zone. It's gonna make me look crazy, but again, when I dust everything away, nothing's gonna cling and it's gonna look really nice. I really like to make sure I work this on my forehead because I have wrinkles up there and I look crazy. Now I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner, any black eyeliner. I think I got this at another drugstore, and I put that on my waterline. Then I go back into that Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette in Rockstar and a really tiny blending brush, and I put this under my eye to go ahead and blend out that black eyeliner. And then I go in to Transcend from the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette with a kind of bigger blending brush to go ahead and make sure that it's not a harsh line underneath my eye. Now I'm ready to go ahead and bronze the face with Fenty Beauty Coco Naughty Sun Stalk'r bronzer. Nice big base brush to go ahead and get that all over where I put my contour. This is going to go just above that or just beneath that, or basically over it, to be honest. And I don't want to go press too hard into the skin when applying this. I'm holding the brush towards the end and I'm applying it not heavy, and then I'm also singing, of course. Usually I'm watching Disney Plus when I'm filming, so I'm probably watching a musical of some sort. I think it might have been Camp Rock that day. Now I'm gonna take a kind of fluffy brush. I have a lot of fluffy brushes, and this one I think is meant for the eyes, but I used it to go ahead and do the contour on my nose. Now I'm taking Construct blush with Colourpop and Makeupshayla, and I'm going to go ahead and get that on my cheeks. I like to keep this pretty high on my face. Now I'm going to take a giant face brush. It's really, really fluffy. Love that word today. And I'm going to just dust away all that powder, and it basically just works itself into the skin. I applied the powder, that pressed powder first, and then the loose powder, so now everything just kind of looks really nice. Now I'm going in with that NYX Matte Setting Spray again, and I'm gonna get that all over the skin, and then go right back in with my beauty blender to go ahead and push that into the skin. This is how I get the glow without the highlight yet. That's how I do it. Apply the spray and then work it into the skin. Everything looks really nice, very natural finish. Now I'm ready for the highlight. I'm using Maybelline Master Chrome highlight in the shade Molten Gold. I love my highlight, and I'm using a highlight brush and I'm putting that just on the tops of my cheeks, and I'm gonna put this on the top of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Now I'm taking a really tiny eyeshadow brush, and I'm using that same highlighter, and I'm gonna put that on the inner corners of my eyes. This is just gonna really bring out my eyes because they're really small anyway, so it always looks nice doing that. Now I'm ready for mascara. I'm using L'Oreal mascara in Voluminous Carbon Black, my favorite mascara. Now I'm taking Colourpop Liquid Lip in the shade Slow Down, and I'm putting this on my lips. And I like to apply this first. It's gonna make me look crazy, but I like to apply this first before the lip liner, just to, because the lip liner is gonna look better. I'm using lip liner in the shade BFF3, also by Colourpop, to go ahead and line my lips over that Slow Down liquid lip, and it's gonna make my lips look more defined, and it just blends nicely with that liquid lip. Last but not least, to finish out the face, we're putting on some lip gloss, and I am using Milani Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Nude Shimmer, and that about finishes out the face. Now we're gonna do this hair, and the look is complete. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been an absolute blast. Bye!